Good evening, guys. So I was thinking I was bringing my chicken down that we had just processed, and I thought maybe this might be a little helpful when I say, or when Miss Kathy says, to store in a cool, dark, dry place, temperature controlled if you have that area. You can always put it in a closet or under a bed. Just as long as it stays a consistent temperature, you're fine. We don't want it to get too hot and we don't want it to freeze. And that will help preserve the food that you have in the jars, and it will also help maintain the seal structure so the seals do not pop. But I wanted to give you a quick example of what we're talking about. This is in my basement. It's a temperature controlled area. It stays fairly cool all year round. This is where I store all of my jars, my lids, things of that nature. I'll put that on this side. And then this is a shelf that my neighbor actually custom made for me. I'm very grateful. Each shelf holds roughly 44 jars. So in the video, it may not look that large, but it really has been a true blessing to me. Before I got these shelves, I think I had everything in the house down here holding jars. So this just kind of organized it all and got it all in order. And I was able to clean it up a little bit, and I'm able to know better or more what I have of each thing and what I need, and so on and so forth. So I want to give you a quick overview of what I've got here. On this top shelf, it's all my vacuum sealed jars. So I have cereal, I have oatmeal, I have tortilla chips, I have pumpkin seeds. When I did my pumpkin puree, I can never say that correctly. I kept my seeds and I oven dried them and put some salt on them, and they are so good. Here is my oranges and my lemons that I dehydrated. And then I've got some pasta, my dehydrated mushrooms. Let's see, I've got my salsa, my tomatoes. I got whole tomatoes and tomato juice. I've got my pasta sauce, sauerkraut. I've got corn, green beans, carrots, potatoes. On this shelf, we have our chicken that I just finished. We were running extremely low in that. This is my pork. Again, we're running very, very low in the pork, and I'll be doing that here soon too. But just a little nugget. In this one, I did put some barbecue sauce. I didn't want to put too much because, again, all meat will produce its own broth unless you pre-cook it before you can it, which I personally do not recommend because I feel like it just overcooks the meat. But in this one, I did put some barbecue sauce, and I did water down the barbecue sauce because in processing, any kind of sauce or marinade becomes very thick. So just keep that in mind if you decide to do that. This is my beef, which I'm also running low on, and I'm actually canning more now as we speak. This is all my dehydrated items. So this is beef jerky, chicken jerky. I think we have, let's see here, dehydrated blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries. So I've dehydrated all of those. I've sealed them in my Food Saver bags, and then I've also put them in Mylar bags. This is our vegetables, and we just learned about that last week, or actually this week. This week will be class, so we're going to be doing this in this week's class. This is all my broth. So I've got chicken vegetable, beef. I even made some beef tallow broth. So let's see what else I have here. I have my leftover chili that I made a couple of months back. This is actually pineapple juice. I had some left over, and I thought, well, I'm going to process that, can it, and this was done back in October, and it still looks really, really good. So I'm pretty confident when I'm ready to use that, it's going to be good to go. This is my ghee butter. We will be learning this in class. It's basically clarified butter, but it's better, if that makes any sense. So we'll learn about it in class. This is my beef tallow, which is basically beef fat that you've rendered down. This is excellent for deep frying things. Back in the day, McDonald's used to fry their French fries in beef tallow, and that's what gave them the best flavor. Everybody said McDonald's fries were just the best. Well, that's why. Well, recently they changed over. I believe it's just normal oil, but so yeah. So I have some beef tallow here. This is my caramel, and I'm very low. This is my last jar. This was done basically with just sweetened evaporated milk that we've processed. And that's pretty good caramel, especially when you get some fresh apples. You can use it in recipes, whatever you decide to do with it. But that's actually my last jar. And we can actually do a class on that. That's actually very, very easy. So just let me know if that's something you'd like to learn. I have my apple butter. I have my pumpkin that I've done for pumpkin pies and things. This one I'm a little leery about. We're going to open these over either Thanksgiving or Christmas. These are Zestar apples that I had canned, and I think I might have put in just a tad bit too much cinnamon, but we're going to try these. This was an experiment, and I'll let you guys know how those turn out. These are just normal Zestar apples, and then, of course, my peaches. Up here, we have our whole milk. We have our heavy cream, and looks like I'm running kind of low on that as well, but that's okay. So we'll have to do more heavy cream. But this really does make the best coffee creamer, and then it's also good to have on hand for baking. You can use it in anything, really. This is my coffee creamer that I caught on sale last week, and that's where I put that. This is my lactose-free milk, and this is my milk. I'm lactose intolerant, and it's just really, really nice to have this and catch it when it's on sale because it's not cheap. Let's see. This is my sugar, my white sugar. This is my cornmeal. This is my flour, my powdered sugar, and then my brown sugar. Again, this is all the things that I've caught on sale. I've processed, or I shouldn't say processed it. I've vacuum sealed it to keep it even longer. And again, you catch it on sale and you seal it up. And it's good for a long, long, long time. Just a little nugget, though. Any kind of dry ingredient that you get, whether it be flour, cornmeal, sugar, anything like that, they naturally have, believe it or not, it kind of made me kind of sick to my stomach. They naturally have like little bugs. I've heard it called weebles. If that... That's weevils. And they're bugs that naturally are just in your dry ingredients when you buy them from the grocery. It doesn't matter where you get them from, even organic. It's just a natural occurring bug. If you were to buy this and put this in the freezer for 24 hours, that kills the bug. And they don't reproduce in your dry ingredients, and so you stop that process. There's no way we can get them out, and that's why the USDA, there's nothing we can do about it. So, but if you freeze them, that will stop the reproduction. And just a little nugget. I know that probably sounds gross to a lot of you. It did to me. But just freeze your dry ingredients for 24 hours in your freezer. And then use it. Don't just use it straight out of the grocery, okay? This is my rice and my beans. Actually, again, everything I've caught on sale, and I wanted to take advantage of the items. This is my coffee. Powdered milk I did just for backup. Someone had told me along the line that powdered milk is the best thing to use when you want to make your own cream cheese. I haven't gotten to that point yet. And I don't know when I'm going to get to that point. So I went ahead and vacuum sealed them in jars. That way it's ready when I do get to that point. And this is just my canning supplies, my canning salt. I have pickling lime. I was going to try to do water glassed eggs. I'm in the process of trying to find a farmer that has fresh eggs, because you still want the bloom on the egg. If you buy the eggs from the grocery store, they've already been washed, and so the bloom on the outside of the egg has already been washed off, and water glassing those type of eggs will not work for you. So I've got this on backup just when I can find some fresh eggs that have not been washed and still have the bloom. Obviously my vinegar. So I think we've covered everything, but this just gives you kind of an idea of things to have or that you can store in your pantry or your canning pantry. And I thought this might be helpful for you guys. So if you want to do the caramel, let me know, and we can definitely teach that in class. That's not a problem, especially with the holidays coming up. So I think that would be really nice to give maybe some caramel, some dehydrated apples to go with it, or I don't know, the sky's the limit on that. So, okay guys, well, I hope this helps you, and you have a good evening.